Hello everyone, and welcome to Good Morning Trading. So, I'm doing a good morning trading without you being able to see me, because this morning I've got a lighting problem, like a power cut in my neighbourhood. Just to reassure you, I'm not in Iran at all, I'm still in Andorra, but there's a little power cut. So right now I'm running on battery for my PC and my screen, saving electricity, or rather saving my battery as much as possible. We'll quickly go over the markets. So we had a drop yesterday, although it was a different sort of drop, as the Dow Jones index actually gained 0.11%. The S&P lost 25 points, the Nasdaq Composite fell by nearly 153 points, losing 0.73%. So you see, we're seeing exactly what I was telling you about. Those who are most sensitive, most affected by the potential rise in interest rates due to the increase in oil prices, are the high-tech companies which currently have to borrow hundreds of billions every year to keep up with the competition in AI, so they are much more exposed. One interesting thing is that during the night we started to rebound. That is, we hit the lowest point of the year and then began to rebound overnight. With the Japanese markets, so for example, if we take the Nasdaq, the lowest point was 22,961. Rebound as soon as the Asian markets opened, as soon as Tokyo was in the green. We started to rebound sharply. So this could indicate to us that we may be reaching a low point in the markets. And that to go lower, it would really take perhaps a ground offensive or a fairly major event. But in any case, they saved the 23,000 mark in Asia and did so with a certain amount of force, since we now find ourselves at 23,300 points. We are up across the board on all the American indices, so I wanted a scan quickly. We can see that the rebound has taken place everywhere, on all the indices. The Dow Jones, same thing. We weren't far from 45,300 points, and then we started to rebound. At the moment, we've gained almost 600 points. So there really is this extremely strong desire to rebound across all the indices, with one in better shape than the others, as we can see straight away, and that's the Dow Jones. In fact, this morning is the index that's making the most progress. The S&P 500 is doing exactly the same thing. We can see that it may be squeezed between a monthly S4 support and the monthly middle S4. But it's also starting to break out. It could pick up again. We've been falling for 2 months now. The market might want to rebound after hitting this low point during the night. We can see this across all the indices. The DAX is trying to rebound as well. We might have a W pattern. If we do, it'll be quite a bullish signal. But there you go, we're moving. We're not really sure. It's very complicated to trade. It depends on Donald Trump's statements. His administration continues to send out signals that are completely contradictory. Donald Trump yesterday warned Iran, saying that without the imminent reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, the country risked the destruction of its oil and infrastructure assets. Oil, its electrical infrastructure, so essentially sending Iran back to the Middle Ages. But at the same time, he spoke of significant progress being made in discussions with what he describes as a more reasonable regime. So it's hot and cold all the time, and we keep seeing it. Cold, hot, on the markets, which ultimately no longer really know how to position themselves. But for us, what really seems interesting to me is the low point that we hit last night at 230 yen. Thank you. And as soon as the Japanese markets opened, we started to rebound extremely quickly. It might be the low point of the week, we'll see. In any case, it shows us that the markets want to get going again at full throttle. It's like a clinically depressed person who really wants to finally get themselves out of bed. It's not easy to bounce back. All the more so as Jerome Powell, the chairman of the US Federal Reserve, made a very cautious statement yesterday. To quote him, "We believe our policy is well positioned to allow us to wait and see how things develop." Jerome Powell made this statement during a presentation to a macroeconomics class at Harvard University. That's when I thought, be careful. things might start to move when he speaks. So you'll appreciate Jerome Powell's diplomatic language. I can't resist reading it to you again so you can appreciate every word. We believe our policy is well positioned. So well done, good job, I'm good. To allow us to wait, alright, and see how things develop. In conclusion, he's telling us that he's not going to do anything, especially since he'll be stepping down in a few weeks. So he doesn't want to take any risks either. But he congratulates himself by saying we're in a good position, it's at the right level, and then we can fold our arms and just wait. We'll see. And to be honest with you, honestly, I'm leaving in a few weeks. The job is starting to wear me out. So you'll see that with my successor. It'll be up to him to make the decisions. I've had enough now. That's not exactly what he said, but perhaps that's what he was thinking a little. So the ideal situation for us as traders would be to have another small downward wave. For example, on the Nasdaq to go and reach 23,000 or get closer to the overnight low. Normally, if we return to the overnight low, we should see a rebound because it's the lowest point of the year. It's strengthening, we'll see. We have no idea what's going to happen, but today it could move quite a lot. And yes, I keep in mind that extremely violent reaction overnight to save important support levels. The market, I won't go into detail for each one, but in any case, in Asia, even though they are the ones most affected by the closure, semi-opening or semi-closure of the Strait of Hormuz. They said stop, they made all the global indices rebound. With this determination to say, right, now this is a low point, we'll see what comes of it. A quick look at gold. Gold has recovered a little, but we're still at the lowest point in 2 months, so nothing new. We're in the range I pointed out to you. Right now, we're at the top of the range. And then our friend Bitcoin, what can you do? It's always doing the same thing, struggling to get through without weekly support. I pointed this out to you yesterday as well. We went a bit above, then took a slight hit. There you go, it's in that mode, climbing back up a little, and it might perhaps go back to at least 69,000, the monthly pivot, and even if it does, it's nothing extraordinary. In terms of health, it's not great. It drops quickly and climbs back up extremely slowly. And then a quick look, of course, at the WTI. So why did someone ask me, why do you talk about WTI and not about Brent? Not for the simple reason that at university I did a master's in economic history on oil. I have particularly studied WTI, and the rare times I trade oil, it's on WTI. So I only talk to you about things I know, which is, all things considered, quite rare. So I'm not going to talk to you about Brent because I know it less well than WTI and WTI. It's still slightly above $100, $102 at the moment, but it's not taking off, and it's not soaring either. Right, I'll leave you now. I'll try to sort out my lighting issues, and I'll see you tomorrow for the good morning trading. If the light comes back, well, has come back. Let's always be optimistic. It'll come back. And so, starting from tomorrow, you'll have your first history video. I don't know if it'll be about the Métis or the provincial fairs. I think it's the fairs of Provins, a subject with a lot to cover. There are many things to teach you about it, I think. What did they bring? What do they bring to you every day in your daily life without you even realising it? I'm talking to you about 2 fairs that took place almost 800 or 900 years ago. With that, I send you my best. Take care. Look after yourselves and I'll see you tomorrow. And stay curious. At least that's something no one can take away from us. The light. Yes, but curiosity never. Ciao.